Well, on July 1st, BC Assessment reviews that property and analyzes it highest and best use, which is defined as the most probable use of a property that would return the highest value. So whether that property is actually developed or not, it just matters that it could be, and the speculative value is there. So the simple answer is that the value of the property is inflated through the act of the rezoning, and the question then becomes how much? Is it by 10% incrementally, or is it by tenfold exponentially? And the key point is that the rezoning affects the land inflation by definition. What happens when we do large amounts of rezoning? Well, what we saw happen in the city between 2010 and 2020 was that the land in the air above it, because of our zoning, more than doubled, 2.5 times in 9 years. And that's an outrageous increase in land inflation. And that is at the root of the affordability problem. So what does streamlining rental policy do? Well, by definition, it will add to land inflation. It will make housing more expensive and less affordable. So it is a non-solution to the affordability problem. So if we genuinely want to find solutions for affordability crisis, we need to press pause on precipitous inflationary rezoning and focus on building within our existing zoning. And yes, we need to figure out how to speed up the approvals process and reduce permitting costs in order to foster the kind of the housing that we need over the ensuing decades. So this proposal is a bad idea for the following reasons. First, it represents a massive upzone across the city without a corresponding amenity contribution commensurate to the neighborhoods. It's effectively giving away density for free. Second, in delivering these major windfalls to existing landowners and speculators, the city would undercut its own bargaining position in terms of future CAC collection. Since the upzone would result in higher land prices, the future cap projects would be lower. In short, the city is potentially hamstringing itself in a major way financially by giving away density. Third, yet again, the proposal will sideline residents and their potential concerns around certain projects. Many citizens are not aware of the scope of the changes that we've been discussing here, and they will not be pleased when they find out they have no way of contesting the major changes to their neighborhoods that this plan entails. Public hearings around rezonings are a basic and sometimes frustrating element of local democracy, but residents need to have a say in their communities, and that will not be possible in many cases with this proposal. And indeed, that is a core part of the design. Fourth, city staff project that the proposal will generate roughly 400 new units a year. And although the evidence for this projection is not clear, what is certain is that 400 market rental units per year will not make a noticeable impact on the market rentals in the city the size of Vancouver. If such a tremendous amount of density is being given away so cheaply, council should at minimum expect a big return in terms of housing affordability. But by staff's own calculations, this is highly doubtful. Fifth and finally, this is portrayed as about streamlining rental. However, there are several rental rezonings that have already occurred, and actually construction has been delayed due to factors with the developers. On Birch and Broadway, which was claimed by the same people advocating for this proposal to represent desperately needed rental, the land remains untouched and construction has not begun in over a year after it passed. And this makes it clear that streamlining is not the major benefit it is proposed to be. Rezonings can happen, and developers will often delay construction. It is not council that is impeding the amount being built. In fact, council approves almost every proposal that comes in. So to me, this is not about dramatically increasing the number of units. This is about how much density we give away and at what cost. It's fiscally irresponsible to adopt this policy, and this will worsen the situation because we will have undercut our financial position as well as inflating land values. Those are my comments.